Let me tell you about our city. We are a manufacturing town built from hard work and conviction. A region surrounded by the most innovative technology. A land of immigrants and ethnic diversity with North America's busiest international border crossing. A city of agriculture, growth, and perseverance.
But that's not what you hear about Windsor, spoken by those who've never even been here.
Sure, we have our problems. Thousands of immigrants are coming each year but can't find work. We have 38,000 living in poverty, and our food banks are overflowing with people.
But don't feel sorry for us. We find our way through tough times. And if we can't find a way, we make one.
Our plan? It's nothing fancy. It's fueled by grit, hard work, and determination. We know this is not an overnight occurrence, but a long-term commitment. Some see a city that is falling. We see a city that is rising.
At Enactus Windsor, we're a team of 123 student leaders making a real difference, one life at a time.
Since the financial collapse in 2008, we have been dedicated to transforming Windsor's unemployment rate through entrepreneurial action. We'll highlight some of our long-standing initiatives before discussing two of our newest projects, Cookstart Inc. and Project Relief.
To help rebuild our city, we started with the youth, because they're our future. They weren't being taught entrepreneurship, so we began with seminars, but that didn't work. Over time, we found the right formula, one-on-one mentorship to start their very own micro business.
Youth Thrive has been on the rise this year, impacting over 600 students in 14 high schools. Together, they generated over $40,000 in profit. I'm a product of this program. I went on to business school, and now I have my own company.
City Thrive is a similar program that works with people on social assistance to build their own business. Over the past 3 years, we've touched the lives of 29 people, helping 9 of them get off social assistance, saving the city $340,000.
We've taken what we've learned, our successes and our struggles, from our Thrive projects to continue our mission.
Windsor is one of the most ethnically diverse cities in Canada. And in the last 5 years, over 12,000 immigrants have come to Windsor.
In total, there are over 80,000 immigrants currently living in Windsor, and 20% are unemployed.
We conducted a thorough needs assessment and surveyed local settlement agencies, discovering that there were many immigrants that had a food business idea, but nowhere to go for help.
This inspired us to create Cookstart Inc., a social enterprise that addresses unemployment among immigrants by building new food businesses and creating jobs.
This initiative has 2 divisions, Cookstart Consulting and Cookstart Soup. Let's show you how our consulting stream began.
Cookstart Consulting empowers immigrants through entrepreneurial action. We use one-on-one mentorship to turn their culinary dreams into a reality.
This demographic is perfect for this program because a person who moves to a new country to start all over is a natural risk taker, which is the essence of a true entrepreneur.
Through our partnership with the new Canadian Centre of Excellence, a government agency that helps transition newcomers into Windsor, we recruited our clients, just like EJ.
I remember when I first met EJ, we talked about the struggles we both had in coming to Windsor. I got to know her over some jam, cream, and scones. And my favorite moment, besides eating all the food, was when we came up with her business name together, the Union Jack Pop-Up Tea Room. This was the moment that defined her journey of success.
Through our program, we taught EJ many essential components that are critical to our formula.
We helped EJ develop a detailed business plan. We then walked her through her finances, teaching her how to make an income statement and a balance sheet that would show her the break-even point of her business.
To refine her culinary skills and set a menu, we enlisted the help of a professional chef.
From there, we created a marketing plan that includes a social media strategy and her own website. Our program got the attention of thousands, and we were featured in the city's newspaper, radio station, and morning talk show.
To test market our product, we secured the use of a commercial kitchen, so our participants can share the recipes with the community through cooking classes. The money raised goes to pay for the ingredients used in the class, to sustain our Cookstart program, and as a source of income for the new entrepreneurs.
We also provided EJ with networking opportunities that resulted in catering over 8 events. My favorite, an event that celebrated the top 50 female leaders in our community. We called it Afternoon Tea with the First Lady of Canada, Laureen Harper.
Cookstart That's brilliant. I really do have to give Cookstart so much I don't think I had the vision that I would be where I am now. 'Cause without Kickstarter, I probably would have still been dreaming and kind of wondering how I would get the business up and running. So it's been fabulous.
Cookstart Inc. has empowered 12 immigrants to start their own food business, generating over $95,000 in revenue. These businesses have created 12 jobs thus far, and our cooking classes have brought in $1,200 in just 2 months.
But our program's more than that. Our kitchen creates a sense of community where everyone lets their guard down. They share their stories and traditions with each other and create this lifelong connection that continues to support them throughout their journey.
Through the work we've done, we discovered that there were many immigrant women that still needed help, but maybe didn't have a food business idea, nor the finances to start on and opening a new business. With those people in mind, we started our second division.
Cookstart Soup. This stream is designed to help vulnerable immigrant women who've just moved to Windsor. It offers them a job, money, and a sense of purpose to overall improve their lives.
Our first employees are Mesa and Noura, a mother and daughter team who rely on social assistance. Due to their legal situation, we're unable to photograph them.
In Syria, they went through the unthinkable. Maisa operated a dental supply business, and her daughter Noura was finishing up her master's in dentistry. Just last year, their lives were violently uprooted, and they were forced to leave everything behind to settle in Windsor. What inspires me is that despite their rough journey, they are still resilient women who keep going with a beautiful smile.
Chickpeas.
Lentils.
Vegetable pasta.
Fresh cilantro.
And top it all off with crispy pita chips.
These are ingredients of our Moroccan heat, one of our 2 dry soup mixes. At a price of $6 per package, it feeds up to 8 people.
We picked dry soup mixes because they have a long shelf life, the profit margins are nearly 70%, and soup is a great way to showcase the diversity of newcomers.
Mesa and Noura help with the production, development, labeling, and packaging of the soup mixes.
To start, we conducted with an accelerated sales approach with our Enactus members. Now, our soup mixes are being sold on a website and across 12 stores within Windsor, with plans of being carried in a national grocery chain next year.
Today, both women are making an additional $300 a month from the sales of the soup mixes. That's a 50% increase in their monthly income. And in Windsor, this goes a long way. Their combined income can pay for a 2-bedroom apartment. But what does this really mean to them? Earning this income gives them a sense of hope that they can pick themselves up and get their dignity back. They now feel empowered to start their own business here in Windsor.
A moment that will forever stick with me is when Maisa said, "You are our family. We lost everything back in Syria, but with this business, we are part of something greater, something that makes us happy."
Cookstart Soup has generated over $10,000 in revenue with profits of over $6,000 in just 2 months. We project to make $40,000 in profit this year. This additional income will be used to sustain the enterprise and hire our 3rd employee, Diana, originally from Cuba.
We will also use a portion of the profits generated by both our cooking classes and the sale of our soup mixes to address food security in Windsor.
Last month, we fed over 500 people at the downtown mission. And to have an even greater impact, we partnered with Forgotten Harvest, a local food rescue agency. With their support, we rescued over 400 pounds of food that otherwise would have gone to waste. This keeps our costs down while having a green approach. And that's only the beginning.
The success and potential of Cookstart Inc. inspired the Pianello Debt Foundation, a charitable group, to invest $30,000 to support our mission.
Our long-term vision is to establish a food incubator where all of our food initiatives can exist under one roof. A space for consulting, a production facility to create our product, and a kitchen to feed the hungry.
This year, Cookstart Inc. has empowered Windsor's immigrant population by improving their livelihoods.
Economically, Cookstart Inc. generated over $105,000 in revenue through establishing 13 new food businesses and creating 12 jobs. We also sold 1,500 soup mixes in just 2 months.
Socially, we created a support system for 15 immigrants. We empowered Mesa and Noura to take charge of their lives while feeding over 500 people living in poverty.
And environmentally, we reduced our costs by rescuing over 400 pounds of produce in a single month.
Windsor is on the rise, and the progress we've seen, along with our work with immigrant women, inspired us to extend our reach to other vulnerable parts of the world, getting back to being the innovators and inventors we truly are.
For the first time, Our team embarked on a journey to a remote village in South Africa to help provide a basic need for survival.
Water.
Water is a universal foundation for every living being. Without it, you can only survive up to 3 days.
783 million people do not have access to clean drinking water.
Over 3.4 million die from water-related illnesses each year.
Almost half of them live in Africa.
The solution to this problem is simple. We need to take dirty water and make it clean. But this isn't as easy as it sounds.
We didn't know where to start until we met Hakeem.
I come to Canada and I see my son drink directly from the tap. And at the university, people drink from the tap. And I just wonder, why can't everybody in the world have access to the same kind of resources that they could confidently walk to a tap and drink water?
Hakeem inspired us to create Project Relief, a program that aims to bring fresh drinking water to some of the most vulnerable communities in the world using innovative filter solutions.
The project consists of 5 phases: research, assessment, experimentation, development, and implementation.
To start, we knew that we wanted to develop a filter that addressed the need for clean water in Africa, but we had a lot of research to do.
Like types of filters, materials, how they work, water pollution, health risks, political situation, communities in need, business models,
And the list goes on and on. And as you can see, this project is huge. Bigger than anything we've ever done. We knew we needed help.
We recruited engineering students to help us create a filter that would address this issue. We also partnered with Enactus Durban, a local South African team, to act as our on-site contact.
We approached the Royal Bank of Canada and secured $30,000 over 3 years to be used for research and development and travel costs to our pilot community.
This is where Project Relief really took flight.
In December, we sent a team of 4 to South Africa, along with a commercial filter to introduce our vision to a community in need. Hakeem, along with his contacts, helped us select Marite, an impoverished village whose only source of water is a small polluted stream.
Through our needs assessment, we learned the stream was being used for drinking, washing, and dumping waste. It was filled with bacteria that caused cholera, river blindness, and in some cases, even death. We learned very quickly that we had to earn their trust.
Meet Aland, a well-respected elder and one of the few men left in the village. He helped us share our vision with Marite, create a bond with villagers, and educate them on clean water practices. He stepped forward as a future entrepreneur to lead the change for his community.
While in Marite, we confirmed that they had an abundance of clay and sawdust, which were essential to make our filters. But how can these materials defend the villagers against life-threatening diseases?
We returned to Windsor and found some answers in the lab.
When you mix sawdust and clay and heat it in a kiln, they fuse together and create these micropores that only allow water molecules to pass. But in developing the right prototype, we encountered many problems. The pores were either too big or too small. The filter would either crack or burn while being heated. But after working really hard for 4 months in our lab and testing 30 different prototypes,
We finally created a prototype that would serve as a base for our work in Marite.
What makes our filter different is we use materials that are abundant in Marite, making it biodegradable and keeping our costs down.
We could only do so much in Windsor, so we went back to Marite for the second time just 2 weeks ago.
We worked with materials found locally and experimented with different mixtures of sawdust and clay.
Since the villagers did not have access to a commercial kiln, we built one.
We followed up on the impact that the first commercial filter had on the community.
and we integrated our South African partners, Enactus Durban, so that the villagers would trust them.
We also educated the villagers on the benefits of good hygiene, proper water usage, and disposal.
What I loved most about Marite was seeing how excited the children were to drink clean water. They didn't want to drink from the stream anymore. Here's what Aland had to say.
Come and show us. So when you, because now you have tell us we must do this and this, then we'll continue and teach other people, those people who are not here.
Although this has been an uphill journey, this is why we will never give up, because this is the reality.
But where do we go from here?
We will finalize a filter, establish a business model, and send training materials to Aland to help him produce and sell water filters.
We project that the filter will cost $7 and be sold for $10. This is a realistic price because the average annual income is $1,080 through government grants, which represents only 1% of their annual earnings.
We believe that Marite is a pilot location, and this business will extend to other communities with the potential to reach thousands of people while fulfilling our vision.
Economically, we secured $30,000 from RBC to fund the project and initiated a sustainable business model that will employ one new entrepreneur.
Socially, we've impacted a community of 800 villagers by educating them on clean water practices and by helping them believe that change is possible.
And environmentally, we are purifying a natural resource while creating a biodegradable filter.
Give a man a filter, and he'll provide clean water for his family. Teach a man how to make one, and he'll improve the lives of an entire community and beyond.
We have taken huge strides this year. We've become entrepreneurs and inventors. We started our first social enterprise and invented a water filter that will solve for a basic need. But we know that a true transformation, it doesn't happen overnight. That without struggles, there is no progress.
And with the communities we built around us, we're not afraid of what lies ahead because the work we do right now will shape the future of our city and our world.
So let us tell you what a team of 123 students can truly accomplish in just 1 year.
We implemented 7 diverse projects,
Created 39 new jobs.
Generated over $250,000 in revenue.
Impacted over 9,000 lives.
Powered 127 people to start their own businesses.
We are student leaders, making a real difference, one life at a time.
I'm doing this for Noura and Mesa.
For EJ.
For my immigrant father.
For all the children of Marite.
For Natalie.
And together,
We are Windsor!
We will now begin the question and answer period. Judges, please raise your hand to indicate you have a question and a microphone will be brought to you.
For Project Relief, can you describe by numbers the exact discrete outcomes for the project in this given year?
So with Project Relief, we took on a challenge to solve or try to assist or alleviate one of the basic needs in the world, which is clean water. So we know that this is a long-term project. Otherwise, it would have been solved by now. But what we were able to accomplish, we started everything from the ground up, by the way. So there was no partnerships in the sense of helping us design filters, all us students. In December, we were able to find out about water filters, find out about communities in need, get a partner to fund our initiative. We actually, in December, went to do our initial needs assessment on ground because we didn't want to involve the government in that because this village has been forgotten for years. The government tries to come in and help, but it's never a sustainable, help that they're actually providing. So in December, we went, and we actually even shifted gears to a new community because we were told that Marite, there's more problems in there. And so from December to now, we were able to clearly identify the science and how to actually implement the filter itself. And now the phase that we're in is just implementing the filter. So in June, we're gonna be going back again to show Alon how to make it. And by October, we should have 800 villagers having access to clean water and empowering Alon to provide that same need to communities in need. And what's really great about this project is our partnership with Enactus Durban, because they are learning from us and what we're doing to help expand our reach and then go to different communities, because we don't want this village just to get the access to clean water. We want everyone to do that, to have that. So.
Again, a question on Project Relief. I'm curious, why design your own filter when there's thousands of filters out there that would meet your cost bases versus, just distributing or taking a known filter and that's already built, made, ready to go and distribute?
So the reason why we decided to make our own filter is because in Marite, the villagers cannot afford a commercial filter, which ranges from $40 to $50. And with their income, they're only receiving government grants for the children that they have, majority of the people. So they cannot afford a commercial filter, and we don't want to just give handouts and just give it to them. We want to empower them and provide the community with entrepreneurs who are going to make water filters. So we're going to help them establish a water filter by using materials found locally that it can be sustainable.
And in addition is the environmental impact. A lot of the commercial filters create an impact on the environment. This is made from the materials on the ground. So even what they're using to heat up the clay filter itself is from bricks and wood. So that's also the environmental impact and costing 1/5 of the average commercial filter.
I believe you said that the filter costs $7 and they're selling it for $10, correct?
Yes. Oh, okay.
You said that the filter costs $7 and they're selling it for $10. I have two quick questions on that. One is, their income is $1,080 a year. Their 1% of their annual income can buy a filter. Where do they amass enough money to put $10 together in one lump?
Very good question.
Where does the manufacturer who builds this unit get enough money to build many of them at $7 a piece?
So the $7 includes like the labor costs. So Alon getting paid from that $7 as well as the materials. And the materials are made from things that they can actually get, because they educated us on how they use clay and how they use sawdust. But what we're looking to do with the additional $3, that's actually going back into the company to reinvest it, to stay into the community. So for those people that can't afford it, or let's say can't give the $10 up front, it's gonna be kind of a loan system where they're able to make installments, whether it's $1 a month until they pay it off, or $2, depending on the relationship that Alon has with the villagers. But we asked them also, like, is this affordable? And this is what they told us it was.
And just to quickly address your second question, Alon is getting the funds to actually start this business through our grant with RBC. So we achieved $30,000 over 3 years. We're gonna use that as the seed funding to actually start the business, and then he'll pay that back after once he starts making the profit.
So I have a quick question around Cook Start Consulting, and it's just really, how did you take into account whether the jobs that you're creating are long-term sustainable? If you're employing 10 people and they're making $95,000, that's only about $9.5 thousand a person, which is not long-term sustainable. So how's that plan laid out?
So with the Cook Start Consulting program,
Your time has expired. Judges and guests, please help me in thanking the team from University of Windsor.